In 2011, after a divorce, I decided to travel around Asia for a year. I was only 23. I got married at 21 following pressure from both my parents and in-laws, and unsurprisingly, it ended after 6 months with another couple of years for the divorce to be sorted. It wasn't a bad breakup, and not to sound materialistic, but I made a lot of money from the marriage settlement. I wouldn't have to work again, as I made a lot of money, so I decided to travel and party. I had been with my wife since our early teens and needed to experience other things. The first place I went to was Cambodia. I didn't really like it and I was homesick. I nearly gave up and came home, but after speaking with my older brother who lived in Pattaya, I decided to go there for a month to see him and have some fun. I was addicted after 1 week there. The sights, sounds, and non-stop thrill of the city. I was having relations with multiple beautiful girls. My brother had warned me about bar girls, and I was not naive. After a month of partying, I extended my visa to stay longer. On my second month, on a night out, this girl caught my eye in a bar. Her name was Som. Som was the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen, a 10 out of 10, soft Asian features, perfect skin, an innocent face, and big gorgeous eyes. She had a fantastic figure and carried herself so well. We started talking with the usual chit-chat, and she told me she was 22 and that this was her first week working in the bar. My personality is a bit forward, and I jokingly asked her, after I had a few drinks, how many men she had slept with in her first week. She was very offended by this and asked the bar owner to kick me out. I tried to apologise, but it was too late. I went back the next night sober and apologised. I paid Som's bar fee and took her out on a date as my way to say sorry. Surprisingly, after a bad beginning, we clicked. She told me she was from a poor background and she supported her family. I was staying with my brother and she said she would come back to my house that night to give me a massage. It was an awakening and the greatest night of my life. I realised that she was very experienced and that she was not so innocent after all. Despite this, my relationship got serious over a short time, and Som shared her dreams of living in Ireland with me and setting up a beauty shop. She never asked me for money, but nor did she offer to pay for anything. My brother also liked her, and he always told me she seemed different. As time progressed, my visa ran out and I had to go home. Life back home in Ireland was dull, and I stayed in touch with Som over Skype. I gave Som money to ensure she wouldn't have to work in the bar again, as we made plans for our future. I gave her some extra help for her family. I knew the risks, but as I said, I had the money. I went back to Pattaya as soon as I could. On return to Thailand, we resumed pretty much where we left off. I stayed with my brother again. Some seemed strange and shy around my brother, but I thought nothing much of it. Me and my brother decided to have a night out on the town like the first month I was in Pattaya. It was a wild night, and I stupidly took a girl home. My brother also brought a girl back to his place, separately from me. In the morning, the girl I brought home said to my brother that she recognised him from being out and about in Pattaya. She then dropped a bombshell and asked my brother did he not already have a Thai girlfriend called Som. My heart sunk, and I immediately put 2 and 2 together. My brother denied this initially, but I Skyped Som to confront her with this, and she burst out crying and apologising. Som admitted a relationship with my brother and admitted that they got together not long after I went back to Ireland. This seemed calculated, as it turned out my brother also gave her some money. It turned out, after I left to go back to Ireland, that they got close and started having a relationship behind my back. Me and Som never talked about being exclusive, but he's my brother. Me and my brother no longer speak, although I do still go to Pattaya now and again. The last I heard of Som was that she had a baby to a Dutch tourist, but not after being with my brother for a few more years. My experience was fun overall, but I did feel used for money. I was blinded by Som's beauty, and despite the fact she cheated on me with my brother, If it hadn't have been with him, no doubt it would have been with another man. Okay guys, this story was submitted by a chap who is sharing his funny experience with a bar girl, bar finder, but things didn't go to plan. So yeah, let's jump into this one. I thought I would give you a break from the bar girl relationship stories with the horrendous endings and share a humorous story of mine that your viewers may find funny. This is a story about one of my experiences with a bar girl in Bangkok that did not go the way I planned it to. A couple of days into my Bangkok trip, I had been to a lot of the nightlife areas such as Sukhumvit Soi 11, Soi 4, Nana Plaza and Kawasan Road. So far, my favourite street was Soi 4, simply because you can go to the bars there no matter what mood you are in. Like, if you are in a mood for some company, you can go there and get a girl. If you are in the mood to just relax and people watch, you can go and sit there, relax and look out on the street. Anyway, the place I wanted to check next was Soi Cowboy, as I had heard a lot about that place but still have never been there. So, one evening I made it to Soi Cowboy and did some go-go bar hopping, just seeing what they had to offer. I got into this one go-go bar. I can't remember the name of it, but it was right next to one of the exits on the Soi. It wasn't too busy, but there was a lot of girls working. I saw a beauty on stage and signalled her to come and join me if she wanted to. She gave me a cute smile and signalled she will be over after she has finished her show. She was a very beautiful, skinny girl, and from what I could see, she was the best girl in there. Don't get me wrong, all of these girls were attractive and willing, but this girl had everything I normally look for in a girl. So she sat there being all touchy and flirty with me, and the drinks start flowing and the money keeps dropping. We was having fun and she kept giving me a semi-lap dance while we were sinking the shots and the other drinks. Her name was Cartoon. Yes, you heard that correctly, she told me her name was Cartoon. As strange as that name sounds, it's not the first time I've actually met someone who uses that name. You will notice in Thailand that some of these girls come up with the strangest yet cutest nicknames they can think of. She was very fun to be around, and as the lady drinks kept coming, she seemed open for everything. The thing I didn't like is that she kept getting her friends to join and for me to buy them drinks as well. I had a fair bit on me and I make a decent living, but I'm not made of money, so I quickly put a stop to that. I think all bar girls will keep pushing and testing customers just to see how far they can get with the wallet. Once you've been here a few times, you start picking up on these tricks. I explained to Cartoon that I enjoyed her company and wanted to drink with her and not her friends. She seemed okay about that. It was Cartoon's turn to get back on the stage and shake what God had blessed her with, and left me to sit and enjoy the show. She kept looking at me during her show, teasing and trying to get me all excited. Well, it worked. While she was up there, I noticed that she did not have a number on her, which to my understanding, from what I've been told, they can't leave the bar with a customer, or if they could, it would be a costly bar fine. I was about to find out if that was true or not. While Cartoon was dancing, I asked the waitress if the girls here can be bar fined, specifically Cartoon. She looked at me like I just slapped her kids across the face and replied, "If you can afford it." Now, I don't want to brag, but I was nicely dressed, I'm in shape, and I think I'm pretty handsome. I don't normally have problems picking up women. Maybe it was just Thai sense of humour and she was trying to be funny, but accidentally sounded rude. Cartoon finished her time on stage and came back and sat with me, giving me puppy eyes for another lady drink. Who am I to deny her a drink after that performance? I got her the drink and said to her directly, "Are you allowed to leave the bar tonight?" And she replied, "No, not many girls." Which was strange because there was way more girls than there was customers, so I was thinking this is just an excuse. So I replied, "So I can't bar fine you?" She looked at me as if she was processing if she would be safe with me or if she found me attractive enough to come with me. After some hesitation, she said yes, I can bar fine her, but not until midnight, and it's going to cost 800 baht. If I'm honest, I expected her to say it would be at least 1,000. 800 is pretty cheap for a go-go bar in Bangkok. It was around 11 PM at that point, so I think she was trying her luck to squeeze in another hour's worth of lady drinks, which she did. Was I the fool? Maybe. Anyway, we are sinking the beers and a few shots here and there. Midnight finally arrives, and I ask her if I can bar fine her. She says, yes, let me get sorted while you pay the bill. I paid my 6,000 baht bill plus the 800 bar fine to Cartoon, and off we went. I think we was both a little tipsy at that time of leaving the go-go bar. Cartoon takes me to one of her friend's bar on Sukhumvit, so now I can buy drinks for her and her friend. Lucky me. I can't remember the soy that it was on, but it was between soy 4 and soy 11, on the soy 11 side. I believe it was soy 7, but do not quote me on that. We was going through the shots a little too fast, but it was fun because Cartoon was this cute young girl and she was super flirty while drunk, dancing and grinding on me. I had no complaints. I didn't find her friend very good company though. I was buying her drinks so she wasn't left out, but not once did I get a thank you. I barely even got a smile from her. But she had no problems accepting drinks from me. Ah well, this is Thailand after all. I could see Cartoon was getting very drunk now, swaying all over the place and dancing a little too crazy. So I told her one more tequila and then let's hit the road, to which she agreed. I didn't want to ruin her fun, but at the same time, I was paying for my fun that I planned on getting later. I asked for the bill and paid another 3,000 for mine, Cartoon and her friend's drink, and we finally left around 2 AM. We got a taxi, but I was starving as I've been on an alcohol diet pretty much all day and had eaten no food and drank way too much, so I told the driver to take us to get some food first. Nothing beats some unhealthy Thai street food after having a gut full of alcohol. But before we could find any food stores, I hear, "I don't feel good" from Cartoon, and I can see the look on her face as if she's going to make a big mess in the back of the taxi. I tell the taxi driver to quickly pull over because she's going to puke everywhere. He instantly swerves to the side of the road, throwing me into Cartoon and probably making it worse for her. He pulls over just in time at the side of the road, and within seconds, Cartoon is sitting with her head outside the door, vomiting all over the sidewalk. I knew them tequila slammers was not a good idea. I put my hand on her back, rubbing it like a true gentleman, but as I watched her puke and see the state that she is in, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should call it a night and not bother taking her back home. Although I had paid for the night, there was no way I was going to do anything with a girl that drunk. It just wouldn't have been right. And maybe she would give me a freebie another night if I'm a gentleman tonight, though that's probably wishful thinking. After what seemed like 10 minutes of constant puking, it felt like she had just puked her lungs out. She got back in the taxi and I said, forget the food, just drop us off at a 7-Eleven close by so I could get her some water, wet wipes and some tissues. When we got to 7-Eleven, I told Cartoon to sit with her head out of the car in case she needs to puke again. And as I walked back outside of 7-Eleven, sure enough, she was sat on the sidewalk, puking her guts out once again. Now again, I'm wondering if I even want to bring her back to my apartment. I'm renting, but decide leaving her now would be way too much for my conscience, and who knows, maybe I'll earn some brownie points for attempting to take care. It was very clear that we are not going to have any bedroom fun tonight. We get back to my place, and as I'm paying the taxi driver, I can see her holding herself up against the car, like she's thinking if she needs to be sick again. She had been sick that much, I'm surprised she had anything left to puke up. I apologise to the taxi, give him a nice tip, and take her into my apartment, being careful that she doesn't need to stop and puke again. She walks in, just drops on my bed and falls asleep with her clothes and even her shoes on. Well, this night didn't go to plan, but it's one for the memories, I guess. I got on the sofa and called it a night. Just a few hours later, I awoke to her moving around. I asked her what's wrong and she says she needs to go now because she has to visit her mum for work or something. I jokingly replied, "I thought you said you could go all night." Apparently, she helps her mum out in the mornings with her work. I didn't quite understand, but I was too tired to really care at that stage. I asked her if she would like me to walk her to the BTS station. Again, I'm trying to be a gentleman, and she says yes. She looked fine now, like she wasn't even drunk at all. If it was me, I'd be cancelling all of my plans and staying in bed with a hangover all day. As I was walking for her to get the train, she stopped off to get some street food. And I don't know about you guys, but the last thing I want when hungover or feeling sick is some Thai street food. But hey, each to their own. We get to the station and I said, "Thanks for the fun night, even though it didn't go as planned. I'll see you next time." To which she replied, "You give me money?" Now, I was a bit annoyed. I paid for her night out, including drinks for her friends. She gets so drunk that we couldn't even have any bedroom fun, and now she is asking for more money. These girls really do know how to push the right buttons and try to get every last penny that they can. I gave her a disappointed look, pulled out 500 baht from my pocket and said, "That's all I have on me, and to be honest, that's 500 more than it should be." She snatched the 500 from my hand and made her way up the steps to catch the train. Didn't get a goodbye kiss or a hug, not even a thank you for looking after her all night. Ah well, lesson learnt. It should go without saying that I never saw her again after that night. So my night cost me over 10,000 baht. The start of the night was fun, having a flirty fun time with her. It's just a shame it turned into me taking care of a sick girl and receiving no fun. No thank you, nor an apology for what had happened. That being said, it kind of was my fault because I was the one buying all the drinks and getting drunk myself, so I can't exactly blame her. This is just one of my many experiences with a bar girl. Don't be put off if you've never been to Thailand. There are plenty of fun experiences I've had. I'm not angry or bitter at these types of girls in Thailand. That's why I'm sharing this experience. I guess what I'm trying to say in my story is that even if you pay the girl for her time, it doesn't always turn out the way you want it to go. And don't ever expect a refund or money back for it. Thanks for listening to my story. I will send some other experiences when I have time.